from an abandoned storage building behind Wendy's. This is the Poor Taste Podcast with Dustin Sims. Is it comedy or is he just working some shit out? Stay tuned and find out.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Poor Taste Podcast. This is episode 4. No, it's been a couple of weeks, but your boy was out of town doing shows, and then last week we just had some technical issues over at the storage building behind Wendy's. Didn't get that worked out, so here we are. I'm shooting it from home this week, and that's kind of nice, really, you know. I don't have Nana's dingy old shower curtain behind me. Life feels good. Now, I don't have a mic here, so I don't know how this is going to sound. I'm just using the mic off the camera. Hoping it sounds good. I'm hoping I'm not doing this for no reason, but I might be doing this for no reason, and that's okay. This is actually my second take. I tried doing this last night at like 3 in the morning. Ended up waking one of my kids up. My wife got pissed. She comes in here. She's just beating the hell out of me. Titties just a-flopping. And I was like, good. Like, this is going to get a lot of views. But she didn't want me to use it. So I had to start over. And here we are. So real quick, though, I do want to say thanks to those that are watching on Patreon. Thank you for the support. It goes a long way. If that's something you're interested in joining, you can check the description. I'll put the link there. You don't have to. Like, don't feel obligated to do it. It's only $5, so why wouldn't you? But also, hey, it doesn't matter. My kids will just starve, and that's cool, too. So I lied to you guys when I said the show in Bristol was going to be the last one of the year. I thought it was, but we actually heard back from this club in Dallas, Texas, Hyenas Comedy Club. They want us to come out October 18th. So we're going to be there that weekend. Also San Antonio that weekend. And we're looking for a venue for Houston, so we may be able to do all 3 that weekend. That would be great. If you know of any venues, you can let me know. I'll try to reach out to them. We'll see how that goes. But the show in Bristol turned out really good. Like, I didn't think it was going to at first. We get there and they was on some bullshit. Like, the whole time we've been advertising this address. Maddie's Hall. We're going to be at Maddie's Hall. And then we get there and we got basically pushed out of that place. He's like, hey, we're not going to be able to do it here. It's going to be on down the road a few miles. He's like, but that's fine, right? I was like, no, it's not fine. Like, we done told everybody to come here. That doesn't make any fucking sense, you know? He's like, oh, they'll find it. It's like, it's not a fucking game, dude. It's a comedy show. It's not Where's Waldo. But people did find it. Like, the show started at 7. We didn't really get to start till 7:45. You know, let everybody show up. Nobody was really pissed about it. So it turned out good. It was a good crowd. Really, a lot of energy. Really drunk. Really fucking drunk. And that's good for me. You know, it makes my job easier. I think I could have literally got up there and farted into the mic. Just... And they would have just lost it, you know. They'd be like, oh, that's crazy, man. Where do you come up with this stuff? So, fucking A. It scared the shit out of me just then. But it turned out good. Maddie's Hall, like I said, we showed up there first. And let me tell you where I stand in life. And it was a humbling experience. Okay, this is where I stand. We get to Maddie's Hall. And this is who pushed us out. This is why we couldn't have the event there. There were tryouts for, it wasn't even semi-pro. It was like semi-pro wrestling tryouts. That was happening. And then on the other side of the building, they had midget hopscotch tournament. What the fuck is that? I swear to God, they were like midgets playing hopscotch. Or maybe it was just kids playing. I don't know. But either way, that pushed us out. And that sucked. But, like I said, turned out good. The show was great. I went in to see the crowd. Like, I wanted to get I just like to scope them out before I go out there. And I walked in the back of the room, and I was just, like, peeping around. And I seen this guy, locked eyes with him. He had a t-shirt on that said, who the fuck is Dustin Sims? And I was like, oh, yeah. I got to go talk to this motherfucker. So I went up, and I was like, me, bitch. And, like, he was cool as fuck. It really made my night, you know, so I wanted to do something for him. So I went out and I got this shirt made for the podcast. It says, who the fuck is Jimbo Flick? That was that dude's name. Woo! 4th episode in, phone's ringing. What a genius. I'll edit that out. Probably not. But it's fine. It's fucking fine, dude. But, yeah, so I got this shirt made for Jimbo. That really made my day because it's really cool when people just pay their hard-earned money to come out and see you. Like, that blows my mind anyway. And then the fact that this dude took the time to, like, make something, that was cool. So, I had a great time there. Looking forward to the shows in Texas. I also, as you can see, I got this sign. It was made from Branson Customs. You can find them on Instagram. I'll put their link in the description. Awesome dude. Really nice guy. Actually, I don't know that. I really don't know him on a personal level. He could not have anything to do with his children. He could fuck kids. I don't know. So I don't want to go too far in depth and say he's a great guy. But he's got good wood, and he knows what he's doing with it. So, if that's something you're interested in, check him out there. We really appreciate that. So, I'm shooting this morning. And yeah, it's this morning. I'm drinking beer because everybody needs breakfast, okay? But I'm getting ready after I leave here. After I get done with this, I got to leave here, and I got to go meet Rocky. I'm going to go meet Rocky Dale Davis. He wants to shoot this hot sauce video. And I'm certain that this is like some idea of retaliation. Because so many fucking people commented on this dude's podcast saying, who the fuck is this guy? Like, y'all went all out. And that was funny as fuck. Like, I was watching TV, he texted me, he's like, look at this shit. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. There's like a couple comments. Then it turned into like 20, then 30, then 40. And he was like, hey man, are these your people? And I was like, nah. And he was like, I think you sent them. I was like, no dude, I didn't fucking send them. Well, I was like, you know, maybe you're trending. And he was like, yeah, Dustin, I'm fucking trending with 196 views. So, he was pissed about it. But, like, I just wanted to fuck with him, you know, and also help him because that drove traffic to his podcast. And it's a good podcast. So, it was like a win-win for everybody. I'm happy y'all are fucking with him. Y'all are happy that you're fucking with him. You might like it and stick around. And he's getting traffic. But he hasn't posted shit since then. Like, we ended this man's fucking career. We, like, shut down his podcast. How fucked up is that? That's not what I was trying to do, but you know what? That's the power of Pine Sol, baby. Fuck it. It's either fuck or get fucked out here, and he got fucked. So I'm positive this is retaliation, because here's the thing, man. I'm a pussy when it comes to hot sauce. Any kind of hot, like, I like hot stuff, but I don't like ridiculous hot stuff. Like, if you watch the F-Bomb, you know, Dawn of America, he sent us the Devil's Toe. He sent us these really hot nuts, which sounds weird saying. Fucking terrible, dude. Miserable. The Devil's Toe was like 9 million Scoville units. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds fucking awful, and it was. Like, you think that a sucker can't be that hot. I plopped that bad boy in my mouth, and it was like Hellboy's cock. It's like he's getting face fucked by Hellboy. And you couldn't get it off, like, literally. Like, it was, like, stuck to your tongue. It burned. God, it was just awful. And I don't want to do that again. I don't want to eat these fucking hot ones. And it's the hot ones challenge or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, at least it'll be gradual. He's wanting to ask these questions and make it like a silly game. Fine. But, like, he took all the weak ones out. And it's just the 2 really hot ones. And he just poured that all over the hot ones. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to be able to answer a fucking question. But I ain't a bitch, so I'm going to fucking go and I'm going to attempt it. Whatever. This fucking weather feels good, though. I will say that. Wasn't too crazy about it at first because it changed so drastically. Like, I was just chilling. Like, it's really, like in Alabama at least, it was really fucking hot. And then the next day, it was really kind of fucking cold. So you went from like chafing balls to chafing nipples like that. That sucks. Hate that. Not a fan of it at all. Okay? Because I got really sensitive nipples. I would rather my balls chafe than my nipples. I got nipples like my grandma. And I have never seen my grandma's nipples. It's just something that I know. You know, you can kind of look at somebody. Like, if you look at somebody long enough, like, look them in the eyes, you could tell a lot about it. Okay? You can tell what kind of nipples they have. You know their areola type just by their peepers. Okay? Or at least I do. Maybe that's like a sixth sense I have. I don't know. But I know what your areolas look like just by looking at you. And I know like the big ones get a bad rap, but like, dude, the really little bitty ones too kind of suck. It looks like a little freckle on your titty. So, they should name them. They should have types, like blood types. Me and my grandma would be the same type. We got like gumdrop nipples. But mine are really sensitive because I know everybody's nipples are kind of sensitive, but mine are like extra sensitive because I got attacked by this dog when I was 9. And I pretty much grew up with my nana and papa. And he had these neighbors that had these dogs that would come into the yard and chase us on our bicycles. So he would come out and just fucking pow, pow, shoot them with a BB gun. Thought it was going to get pretty graphic there. No, he wasn't killing them, but he was like popping them with his BB gun. They would fucking dip. Well, he wasn't out there one day, so he laid the BB gun. And he was like, hey, if the dogs come in the yard, pop his ass. He'll leave you alone. Well, I seen him in the yard. So I popped his ass. And you want to know what? It pissed him off to the point that he chased me down, jumped on me, and bit my fucking neck. I thought I was going to die. But I didn't. All I did was suffer a little bit of nerve damage, like right back here. Okay? And for some reason, like if I rub my neck a little bit, my fucking nipples will get like hard as a rock. And they're very sensitive. And it's a blessing and a curse, really, because it feels good during sex. Like I have to put like tape on them and shit during the day, but during sex, it's great. Like Kayla, she'll blow on them. Not with her mouth. That's too much. Too much with the mouth. Can't do that. But like if she just sticks her nostrils up there by it, does something a little bit like that, it's like instant buzz, dude. And I love that. So yeah, me and my nana, we have the same nipples. But yeah, the weather's great. We went to this pumpkin patch this weekend, and it's not a pumpkin patch yet. Like right now, it's just a farm. I guess that's what you would call it. But they conned us, and you know I like a good con. I want to see how the shit works. I told you that. I didn't know that was what was happening, but my wife says, we got this event we're going to, blah, 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 taking the kids, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, whatever, fuck it, I don't care. So we get to this farm, and they got these big signs up, and it's like picking wildflowers. And I was like, okay, whatever. So we get out there. We're walking through this fucking field. They got this booth set up, and you buy a cup of water. Okay, it's a cup, a plastic cup of water, for $10. Of course, we got to get two. We got 2 kids. So we get 2 cups for $20. Then they give you a pair of scissors. And you go out here into the field where they're going to grow their fucking pumpkins. And you cut their grass for them. You cut these fucking wildflowers up. And people are just like happy to do it. So you're paying them to go out there and cut their fucking grass and get it ready for pumpkins. So we're just out there in this field scissoring like some fucking lesbian hippies. And I got to pay to do this. I could pick flowers off the side of the fucking road. But the kids were happy. Kayla was like, the kids are happy. They're loving it. And I was like, they literally finger paint with their shit in the tub. Like, they'll be happy with anything. It doesn't justify this. But I ain't hating, man. It's a hustle. And I'm down with it. It's genius, really. But it's like also, damn, is that really what they're doing? Because how long does it take to grow a pumpkin? How long does it take to grow a fucking pumpkin? A month? That doesn't seem right. That'd be crazy, though. I'm going to look that up. How long does it take to grow a fucking pumpkin? 90 days. Okay, 90 days. So I guess they're already planted, and we're just cleaning up the space for them to come through. I don't know. But that's still crazy. 90 days. I remember when I was little, we had a bunch of pumpkins, and we threw them in this ditch that my grandpa used to throw all the dead animals and shit in. And that's just where we threw the shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had trash, we were way out in the sticks. You had some fucking trash or some dead animals, just throw them off in the ditch, Well, me and my little brother threw all our pumpkins off in there, and the next year, it was like overtook with pumpkins because the ground was so fertile, because it was like a compost pile of bodies. And man, that was crazy. Like, big ass pumpkins. That's a good time. Don't know why I was talking. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, it was a good time. I'm gaining faith in Walmart, dude. I lost hope in Walmart because Here we got the mask mandate, and I don't keep up with laws. I don't keep up with news. I don't fuck with none of that. But I know around here, you have to have a mask to get in anywhere. Anywhere. And that fucking sucks. But I'm slowly seeing people give up on it. It's like quietly going away. Like Walmart, I'm starting to see like the same amount of people wearing masks that are not wearing masks. Okay, it's evening out. It's evening out. And that's good. They even took the gate down at the door. Like they were herding us in like cattle. They took that down. They took that shit down. I'm like, fuck yeah. And they're like, it's like they're experimenting with us. Like, let's see if they can do it. Let's see if they can handle just going in the door. And we did, man. We fucking did. And then you know what? We got rewarded for it. They opened up the other door finally. And I'm like, what is going on? So I'm hoping that soon the mask shit ends completely and life is back to normal. But I'm sure it's going to spike again very soon. We'll see how it goes.
This episode is brought to you by Adam and Eve. So if you're feeling a little horny, and you're looking for something, maybe just to beat off an intruder or beat off yourself, get you a massive dildo at AdamandEve.com. Use discount code POOR to get 50% off one item and free shipping to the entire United States and Canada. Fuck the rest of the world. Adam and Eve has 24/7 customer service, 90-day no-hassle returns, and 20% of their profit goes to the fight against the spread of HIV around the world. They've been in business for over 49 years, so check them out at AdamandEve.com. Use discount code POOR for 50% off one item and free shipping to the entire U.S. and Canada. Fuck the rest of the world.
This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Let's talk about something we could all use more of. Sex. And not just good sex, great sex. And I don't know about you, but that's not something I've been having a whole lot of. Mainly because I'm getting older. And sometimes my wiener feels just like a little wet noodle flopping around in between mine and my wife's legs. It's not very appealing to anyone. Guys, now you can increase your performance and get that extra confidence in bed by going to BlueChew.com. That's blue, like the color blue. Blue Chew brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. You can take them anytime, day or night, even on a full stomach, so you can be ready whenever an opportunity arises. Blue Chew is made in the USA, it's prescribed online by licensed physicians, so you don't have to go to the doctor or wait in line. It's even cheaper than a pharmacy. And they prepare and ship it right to you in a discreet package, no awkwardness, and you don't even have to leave the house. So if you could benefit from more confidence where it counts, Blue Chew is the fast and easy way to enhance your performance. Right now, we've got a special deal for our listeners. You visit BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free when you use our special promo code Dustin. Just pay $5 shipping. Again, that's BLUEChew.com. Promo code Dustin to try it for free. Blue Chew is the better, cheaper choice, and we thank them for sponsoring this podcast. Remember, when you support our sponsors, you help make this podcast possible. So be sure to use our code Dustin at BlueChew.com. Thank you. So I got some new things coming, new things in store for the podcast. I just can't really do this solo, and I'm coming to terms with that. It just feels weird because there's no one here to like bounce anything off of. It's nothing, and that's weird for me because I thrive off reaction. So I decided to add a co-host, and it's going to be my buddy Mike. But first, I got to get some equipment for that. I got to get another mic. I got to get a mic for Mike. I want to get a spot, like a little bit bigger of a table, so we're not just like huddled up. So bear with me on that. We're working that out. It should be in the next few weeks. I'll have him on here. He'll probably be stoned out of his mind, and that's okay. It's just a warm body. So with that going on, my mom, she talked to her this week. She's like throwing her back out, which is weird, so pray for her. Like, she's literally was like getting something out of the fridge and turned, she said, and like now her back's locked up. She's bedridden. It's fucking crazy. So I've been fucking with her about it all week. I've been calling her every day and calling her old and shit. And she fucked around and was finally like, you know what? It wasn't the fridge. Your dad blew my back out. And I was like, I don't know if that's true or not. but I certainly won't bring it up ever again. So, thank you for that. I also have this. I made a post about it, but I never made a video about it. And I want to say thanks for this. I got my silver play button. That's really cool. Like, obviously, when I started this channel, like, you want to get some subs, but I never thought that I would get this far with it. So that's just an honor. It's really cool just to have. That's the first award I've gotten since, honestly, I don't think I've ever even had an award. Okay, because we didn't have participation trophies back when I was little, and I wasn't really good enough to get one for anything. So thank you for that. That's really fucking cool. Yeah. I'm really surprised that Peanut hasn't gone crazy and fucked this up yet. That's really good. Peanut's my miniature Dotson. She's my baby. Love her to death. And I know Peanut is like a boy's name, but I was dead set on I wanted a Dotson and I wanted it named Peanut, and all they had was girls, and I was like, you're a girl named Peanut. And it works. She's weird though. Like, ever since I've had her, I always cradle her like a baby. She lays on her back, and she lays on her back all the time. So she lays in the yard, and I let her out. She'll go out there and lay in the yard on her back. Well, my neighbor's got this little fucking Yorkie or something. I don't know what it is. Just hairy ass dog. He come running over the other day and was like humping Peanut. So I was like yelling at her. I was like, hey, what the fuck? You gonna get your dog off? And she's like, looks like he's about to get off. And I was like, no. What the fuck is going on? I was like, your dog is raping my dog. And she's like, Dad, it don't look like Ro raping me. I was like, what are you saying? It's consensual? She said, it looked like it. I was like, what makes you think that? And she said, because it's missionary. I was like, that's just how she lays. So, it's a good time. It was a really good time. I didn't really mean to go on like a long tangent about my Nana's nipples earlier. That just happened. It's kind of weird though. But like I said, my Nana and Papa raised me, so I'm really close with them. And I went over there to visit the other day. My Nana had a brainstem stroke like 9 years ago. Really bad. Like, she almost died. They said she should have. Which is kind of a fucked up thing to say about anybody, really. But they said she should have died. She survived. But now she's like wheelchair ridden. She has really good days and really bad days. On her bad days, she just sits there and cries all day. She's really depressed. She hates the world. So when I went to visit her the other day, I noticed she's got this big ass revolver sitting beside her on this table like she's fucking Dirty Harry. And I was like, Nana, what is that? She's like, that's a gun. I'm like, I know it's a gun. Like, why do you have it? She's like, for protection. I was like, what are you, working with the fucking cartel? Like, why do you need protection? Like, that, to that level of severity, you got to keep that thing on you at all times. And she's like, you never know when somebody might just come up in here. And I'm like, okay, maybe, but like, okay. The risk of her having it right there, like, far worse than somebody busting in the house, because she's like really depressed. So I told my grandpa, I was like, hey, you know Nana suffers like severe depression. She often says, I wish I would die. You really think leaving a fucking gun beside her during the day while you're gone is a good idea? And this motherfucker goes, we'll see. I was like, what the fuck you mean we'll see? That's when you know you've been married for too long. Okay, if you just start trying to set the other motherfucker up for some shit and just hoping that your problems take care of themselves, that's fucked up. They've been going hard here lately though. They fight so much. And it's weird because they're so old. They're like in their late 70s. It's just strange. My papa's a preacher too, and he doesn't cuss. But here in the past few months, I've heard him cuss more than ever. I'm afraid he might try to kill her. Like, she thought he was cheating on her at the bus barn one time. Like, he got this job. He was like the radio guy at the bus barn for the high school. And all he did was go, like, he made brownies because it was this lady's birthday. He took brownies to his job. That's it. And that just set off a train of thought into my Nana that, okay, he's fucking every one of these bitches at the bus barn. So when he comes home from work, all his shit is out on the porch, and he's like, what the hell is this? And then here comes my Nana just wheeling his shit out. Her fucking chair just, You son of a bitch. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing? She's like, you are screwing all them women up there at the bus barn. And he's like, no, I'm not. It was Kathy's birthday. And he said, what are you doing? She's like, I'm kicking your ass out. And he said, well, what are you going to do? Who's going to take care of you? Who's going to wipe your ass? Who's going to feed you? She's like, I don't need no man. And it's like, yeah, you do. Like, you need hospice. You need something. So he was like mad at her. She's mad at him. So he tries to prove a point, and he just like moves into the building behind the house for the next 2 nights, sleeping in the tanning bed. He realizes that wasn't very comfortable. So he moves back in, and there she is, chilling in the recliner. I think he thought maybe she'd be dead after 2 days, but that's not enough time. He moves back in, and there she is, just covered in shit, just sitting in her chair, and she's like, you gonna wipe me or what? And he's like, yeah, bring that ass here. And he cleaned that ass up. And that's love, dude. Really. I mean, I strive for that. Like, I hope that me and Kayla are like that one day. So yeah, that's about the only thing going on. Talking to Myself should be out Friday. It's got a special guest. That's why it's taking so long. Get off my fucking ass, dude. I'm trying, okay? But I gotta send these. I gotta send the skit out. They gotta make their part, send it back. Gotta compile it. I gotta write the thing. It takes a lot to make those, okay? I know you love them. I love making them, but you gotta be patient, okay? Fuck. Some of your favorites will be back. I'm sure Ben will be back in one sooner or later. Joey. Ben's doing these things now on Facebook. It's like he's like acting, and it's like a little soap opera on his page. It's kind of cool, but I couldn't do it. I don't know how he keeps a straight face during any of that, but I'm sure he'll be back in them. That's going on. Like I said, Mike will be on here in the next few weeks. I'm trying to get that worked out. Still just a bunch of stuff trying to get together. I'll post ticket links for those shows whenever they become available. Yeah. I think I'm going to make a shirt that says, who the fuck is Dustin Sims, and put it on my site, because that's just so funny to me to think that people would be walking around with that. If that's something you're interested in, let me know. Other than that, I really don't have anything else to talk about. I'm still trying to get better at this. Thanks for sticking around with me. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much.